What's up? Hey, I'm bringing you a cool one today. This is one of my best friends, my brother-in-law, Ed Lenzer. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this guy. I got some feedback or something. That's a train horn.
It's a train. Perfect timing for you.
Yeah, of course. Awesome. Okay, well, I was going to tell you about the reason I'm bringing this guy on today is because he's mastered something that no one else has mastered that I've met. Ed Lenzer makes multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars in real estate sales and has a life. So Ed Lenzer here with eXp Realty. Ed sells probably 50, 60 homes a year, whatever he chooses to sell, probably no more, no less. Exploded onto our market. He is one of the top producers in our town and just a real wonderful person. Ed Lenzer, welcome. How you doing?
Good, Steve. How you doing? Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, good. That was fun with the train and everything. How'd you do that?
Yeah, I told him to hang off and wait till right at 4:30.
And then start blowing that. They're probably having a great time laughing. I was like, here's your Zoom, bud. All right. Well, I'm going to get this rolling. I know you're on a short time schedule. Tell us a little bit about your background first for those people that don't know you. What got you started in real estate?
Actually, honestly, it was just a lot of listening to your and Kelly's stories. I did, a full career at the post office, and I knew that really wasn't where I wanted to stay and really wasn't working for me. And, with a little bit of nudging from you guys, I finally decided to give real estate a shot.
Yep. Glad you did, right?
Oh gosh. Yeah. And like most other agents, I always say, I wish I did it a couple years sooner.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. And you came over mainly for the flexibility like every other agent, right?
Oh yeah. I was going to have all the time in the world. It was going to be great. Make your own schedule. I couldn't wait to make my own schedule. And
I love that one. That's my favorite one to hear of everything.
Oh my gosh.
I need the flexibility. My job holds me back all the time. I'm like, you're in for a little bit of a surprise, kid.
Yeah, I can take a day off whenever I want. I'll be fishing and doing all kinds of stuff, camping. Yeah, I haven't seen either of those in I don't know how long.
But you are getting better at this, right? You're starting to actually build in a little bit of a life for yourself, family and friends.
Yeah. Before all the COVID stuff, actually, I really made a conscious effort at the start of 2020 to do that. Even if it meant, reeling back, from 55 or 60 transactions down to 40. That was actually my goal, is just to do 40 and keep the volume right about where it was at and just refer out, the lower end stuff and keep my weekends and my evenings free. And I did end up, creeping up into the upper 40s, but I would say I have at least 4 out of every 5 weekends off, completely off.
I don't even know what that is anymore. Incredible. So what?
I was just going to say, it worked out so much better than I thought it would. You think, okay, I'll just concentrate on this and I'll have my evenings off and I'll have my weekends off. In the back of your mind, you're thinking, oh yeah, right. We'll see how this goes. But it really did. I mean, you plan it out right and you approach it right and you can make it happen.
Well, one of my favorite things about you, it's almost like a superpower that I wish I had, is you've always been really good at setting boundaries. You kind of just set the boundaries, like this is what I'm willing to accept in my life and this is what I'm not, where the rest of us, or not the rest of us, but me, I let other people's problems, encroach on my life a little bit.
Yeah. And you can set the boundaries and everything, and there's going to be times things creep over and things happen and you're going to step outside of that. But if you put the boundary there, you're more mindful of it and you're not going to let it really break through and just disrupt, your whole weekend or, every night this week. You'll still have a few dinner times set aside, or, there's always exceptions to every rule and things like that. But, you can definitely make a lot of headway just by putting it out there and trying to, follow your little rules that you're putting in place.
Yeah, I think you've really mastered that. I love watching it. I love seeing that you actually have pulled that off. It gives me hope someday for doing that, because it's not just your business that you're doing. or the kids sports and all that other kind of stuff, or riding lessons, but you also have grown out to like the Reading area as far as with agents, Oroville. So you're dealing with other people too.
Yeah. And that's, that's part of it, just in the nature of this business, bringing in new agents and training them and getting them rolling and everything is going to take time, and that's part of your plan. Then you're going to have to set aside time to do it. It's just the way it is. Yeah,
absolutely. And then with that, I know you've had some success helping newer agents get rolling and stuff. You got like that Ball Deep's an animal.
Oh, he is on it every day, man. I swear, he's either writing an offer or asking questions or getting his sky slope all set up and dialed in. Multiple counter offers. I mean, he is on something every day. I want to say, let's see, this is Thursday. I think it was Tuesday. I didn't talk to him or he didn't have a question. I actually texted him in the evening. I was like, hey, did everything go all right today? Like, what's going on? I didn't hear from you today. Did you not write an offer?
What? You alive?
Yeah, so he's really, really taken off quick.
And Braden with you, Braden, the last time I talked to him about how much you make, and he said he made like 19,000 that month, and Braden's got to be what, 12?
Yeah, almost.
Almost.
He did just turn 21. Actually, you probably partially remember that birthday party. He's 21 now, and he's rolling along really good. It's all about being willing to put in the work and track everything and really do what you should do. We all know what we should do, and we just got to go out and do it.
Yeah, it never sounds fun. It always seems like a better idea to do it tomorrow, right?
It's always a better idea to do it tomorrow.
So going back, so if you could go back to day one of real estate, Ed Lenzer, what would you tell yourself? What would be like your best advice for you?
Best advice for me would be definitely that how important it is to track not only where your business comes from, but where your volume comes from. Because, so much of it, we've all had leads, we've all had, a lead source here and there, and you spin your wheels so much on, an $80,000 land deal. And when it comes down to it, realistically, sometimes those things are costing you transactions, costing you money, costing you deals, costing you referrals down the line. So I would definitely say that the one thing that I wish I had done sooner would be to track everything, to really pay attention to where my transactions are coming from and where I want them to be.
That's great advice. And that's a real expensive lesson to learn late, right? It's going to cost you a lot of money. Now,
it can be. And granted, I did hear from people that I should do that about, 730 times before I actually started doing it. So, it's something that I just guessing from my experience that a lot of agents that grow fast and start selling, 20, 30, 40, 50 homes in a year a little bit quickly, you don't really think it's that important because shoot, I'm getting a check or two every week and things are going great and I'm making a bunch of money and I'm working 100 hours a week, but you're willing to do that. But when you sit down and really look at it, it's really eye-opening. It is very eye-opening. For anybody that hasn't done it, do it. You need to do it, and you will be surprised at what you find.
So people that actually want a little bit of freedom in their life shouldn't just throw all their time and money at the wrong things. Right. Maybe I need to look at my numbers.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then you've had really good success at helping agents take off in their business, yet you're still a solo agent. You don't have a team, right? What?
No, I don't have a team. And that is something that, you toy with every now and then. But I think with everything being so remote and online and virtual now, that the world for the trainings and everything else is honestly much more accessible and more convenient to every new agent that comes in. And they're really going to be able to get more out of that because they're going to be able to go to more of them. 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, I certainly don't want to answer the phone. If they call, I will. But, they're going to get a lot more out of that stuff than setting up a once a week in-person meeting. I feel like the once a week in-person meetings, They are good for some things, to keep everybody going, keep everybody learning, keep everybody, kind of around real estate and around people that are hopefully selling more than them. But, with everything online, I think just making that stuff available to them and then being there for them to bounce ideas off of. Usually they'll watch a video, they'll watch a training, they'll watch or an interview or something, and they'll call me like, "Holy, did you see that? So-and-so did this, that." Like, yeah, that's how it is, man. This is, pay close attention to that stuff. That's where you're going to learn a lot.
I spent a lot of time in that stuff trying to learn what's an easier, better way. I think I'm never going to hear anything other than just do the little things daily that you're supposed to do. But I keep searching for something easier. And then when you came to EXP, you've been to another brokerage. What problems did EXP solve that made you want to make the switch?
Honestly, it was more of, I consider EXP's program to have something along the lines of a 401k or a retirement plan. And at that point, before we switched over to EXP, I was already running around doing 40, 50 sales a year. And at that time, I really was thinking to myself, okay, so this is all right. I'm making a lot of money, but do I want to do this for 20 more years? Do I want to run around all weekend, all evening, home for dinner once, maybe twice a week? That's not really what I wanted. So the stock shares, the revenue share, all that stuff really appealed to me. And it just really caught my attention because it's kind of an out. It's a way out. You don't have to go out there and sling houses when you're 60 if you don't want to. And that was like the light bulb went off. There's a whole different way. Wow. I couldn't believe it. And I was honestly ready to and committed right there after I watched the first little, business model with Brent.
Yeah, I think I actually told you about it. And while I was investigating it, you had already switched over, right?
Yeah, that's right.
and did it play out the way you thought now that you're 60 and you're looking back? Like,
yeah. So
you probably can't remember.
I can't remember how old I am anymore. So it's honestly, because of the way the market's gone and everything, it's played out a lot better than what we had hoped. I don't even, it's almost, I'm sure you feel the same way. It's almost like you don't even like getting specific or talking about it because it just doesn't seem real. But it is, and
it doesn't matter.
And it's better than we could have ever imagined.
I think more people would come over if it was less beneficial.
I feel the same way. If it wasn't, it seems just to be too much. Like, it just doesn't seem right. And I think that honestly raises some red flags. Like, no, there's no way. So he just did the same thing you've been doing for the last 3 years with this company instead of the other one, and now this is what you've got going. But just it doesn't seem right. And me, I'm not big on social media. I'm not posting everywhere. I'm not doing everything. That's just the way it is. It's the business model. People like it, and people are going to come over because of it.
That's awesome. It does. It's sad that it's so good. I wish it wasn't.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So I'm gonna get you out of here, like I promised, pretty quick here. But have you ever felt stuck in your business?
Honestly, there was a time, because you're selling 40 houses, 50 houses, you're growing. I think my second year I got close to 40. My first full year I got close to 40, and then the next year I broke through 50. And I was kind of thinking at that point, like, okay, so what am I going to do here? Because before real estate, it's all about retirement planning and building up your 401k. And okay, I got to work till I'm, 57 or 110 or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And at that point, you're kind of thinking, okay, so how much money do I have to save up to retire? Because, your lifestyle changes and everything. You make more, you spend more. It's just the way it is. But I did start feeling like, okay, as a solo agent, if I'm selling 55 houses, I'm working all the time. And where do I go from there? So do I get an assistant? Do I get do I get a virtual assistant? Do I get, a newer agent to train and have them, help me out with all the normal stuff? What do you do from there? You can't be in two places at once. So you've got to figure something out. And, it was all about building towards retirement. So just the change in the business model has solved that problem for me just by switching over, honestly.
That's awesome. Yep, it really has. I at least never had hope for retiring for real estate. And honestly, I didn't know that I want to, and I don't know if I was trying to talk myself into that, or I just thought I really kind of like doing this. So why quit it? But now that I've seen the opportunity and I've watched, our retirement fund grow, I'm actually quite excited about retiring someday.
Yeah, I mean, why not? It's there, and we say retirement, we might just refer everything out and still work a deal here and there. I'm sure that's what we're going to all end up doing. We're not going to really completely step away unless we, buy an island or something. But
speaking would be a good idea. I like islands.
But I mean, just stepping away and doing what you want to do more often than running around like we do now, it sounds nice.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on. So for agents that watch this, that get an email from you or catch it live or whatever, and they're feeling stuck in their business, or they're thinking about, what about retirement, or they're wanting to know how to manage, still making a lot of money and having a life, how do they get a hold of you? What's the best way?
Just give me a call, send me a text. I mean, that's all it takes. A breakfast, a lunch, and maybe, I assume that there are cases where there's something different that's better for you. There's got to be. Each case is different. Each person's life, business is different, and that's great. There's always something out there that's a little bit better than where you're at. I'm willing to listen if somebody thinks that they're in a situation that's potentially better than EXP even. I mean, let's sit down, let's talk, let's go over some things. And the more options, the better. The more options you have, the better decision you can make for yourself and your business and your family.
Agreed. I'm the same way. It's why I'm here right now. I'm completely open-minded. When I get the recruiting calls, every company recruits so hard, especially right now. I'm always setting appointments. Do the recruiters show up? Most of the time they don't, but wish they would. Yep. Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on here. Congratulations on all your success. You're completely crushing it. I love the new ranch that you have and selling off some stock to build in that beautiful arena, man. Just pulling up your driveway every time makes me so happy. I love how well you're doing.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
All right, brother. You have a good one. I'll talk to you later.
All right, you too. Bye.